If you feel inundated by all of the headlines about hacking, you're not alone. This is a special edition of the show exposing who the hackers really are and what you can do to protect yourself. And of course, we're sharing the videos and images you've uploaded to iReport.com. I'm Samuel Burke at CNN's New York studios, and iReport for CNN starts right now. The world of cybercrime is beginning to function like an underground economy where hacking is a profession and the most skilled get ahead. CNN is going inside the dark web, as it's known, exploring the economy of hacking and the rising power of the Russian-speaking online community. In the dark web, the hackers are winning, and this is why. HACKONOMICS.
Within the cyber underground, you have this flourishing economy. The number of attackers getting into the cyber criminal career choice have increased significantly in the last 2 years.
As that profession grows, the rules of supply and demand are coming into force.
In 2011, cards were going for $2.50. These would be American-based credit cards. To now where they're less than $1 on the black market.
To attract customers, hackers are turning to advertising. This is a notice from a known Russian hacker forum. It offers different types of email accounts, lists prices, and guarantees anonymity. With all this competition, skills are crucial to get ahead.
In establishing these professional ecosystems, Eastern European, Russian cyber criminals are what we would call the great whites, the top of the food chain.
Hacks of Target, Home Depot, JP Morgan, all known or suspected to have originated in the Russian-speaking world. The key to understanding hackonomics is that the hackers aren't just doing it for profit. There's also politics at work. As tensions between Russia and the West have escalated this year, so have the hacks, and the target has moved far beyond big corporations.
The United States is imposing new sanctions.
We said there would be consequences.
Contact information stolen from the European Central Bank in July, a bug that apparently spied on NATO computers and Ukrainian officials, uncovered in October.
The conflict in Ukraine is a pure example of nation-state activity, nation-state actors that are acting in the form of patriotism.
Western governments are stepping in. The U.S. president recently signed an executive order mandating greater credit card security.
I want to thank all the business leaders who are choosing to protect their companies and their customers from the kind of hacking that we saw too many times this past year.
Ultimately, the problem of hackonomics may have a purely economic solution.
JP Morgan has spent $250 million or $250 million on cybersecurity and ultimately fell prey and victim to a cyber attack. Although that may seem like a lot of money, there's still a significant amount of underinvestment.
The cost of fighting this may seem great, but the cost of doing nothing in the dark web, much greater. Now, over and over again, the finger is pointed at Eastern Europeans, mainly Russian speakers, and East Asians for major security hacks. However, they work in very different ways with very different goals. Experts told us in this investigation. Eastern European hacker teams are usually a smaller group of hired professionals that work for profit. East Asian hackers tend to be part of larger teams directed by larger institutions. And most importantly, Eastern European hackers focus mostly on credential theft, like usernames and passwords, while East Asian hackers go after sensitive corporate data. One of the easiest ways for you to get hacked might just be how you get online. If you're looking around trying to find an internet connection on your cell phone, tablet, or laptop, that moment when you finally find a Wi-Fi hotspot feels like a thrill. Logging on to an open network, however, makes you a very easy target for the hackers. I met up with experts and found it can be as easy as a walk in the park. A breezy fall day in Central Park, and like many others, my colleague Jose Palieri is taking a break. He finds a convenient place to stop and browse the internet. But he's about to fall into a cyber trap.
Setting up a tether right now, so I mean this is going to be my internet access.
Caleb Huff is an expert in online intrusions with all the skills of your typical hacker. he has created an unsecured public Wi-Fi network.
From here, I mean, these are the applications that I can run within the antenna. This is going to allow me to see people's logins and passwords.
So we're just waiting for our next victim to log into the Wi-Fi network.
Right.
He's using a tool that spies on secure web traffic by routing it through the hacker's computer.
The logins and passwords for these websites are encrypted, just not very strictly. So what this program here does is decrypt them in real time and then displays them in plain text.
Jose is our next victim. Right on cue?
Central Park Wi-Fi. It's one of the only ones that's not locked down.
That's his first mistake, and it's a big one. Do not connect to open Wi-Fi networks. Jose checks his email.
So what we're seeing right here is someone is logging into yahoo.com.
Then he decides to go shopping.
Winter is coming. Got to get myself a new coat.
Something just popped up?
Right, so it looks like somebody is logging into their Amazon account. Their email address is displayed right here. Password is displayed right here. These numbers and symbols here will represent the symbols on your keyboard. So what this literally spells out to is pass 0202.
Like so many of us, Jose is using the same password for email and Amazon. Another mistake. Now we have all this information. Let's see how far a hacker might take it using just my everyday cell phone. Cyber Joey CNN. So I've gotten into our victim's Amazon account. I have the American Express card already in there. He saved it. There we go. I just made a purchase on his Amazon account. Jose will have no idea he's been hacked until he sees his bill. Caleb now has access to his email account, his Amazon account, and his credit card. How easy was that?
Extremely easy. I mean, everything that we're using here is readily available on the internet. Anybody can go buy it, download the software, and there's tutorials out there as well.
For everyone involved, a walk in the park. Neither Jose nor I will be using open Wi-Fi after that. For more ways on how to keep yourself safe online, I asked some of the hackers to tell us what they do to protect themselves. You can find that report at Facebook or Twitter.com/SamuelCNN. Now, take a look at this guy. He earns 6 figures, has fans and endorsement deals, and he's unlike any sports superstar we've seen before. Coming up, we'll introduce him to you. But first, you've seen how CNN has been marking 25 years since the fall of the Berlin Wall, revisiting this remarkable moment in history with special coverage all month long. We want to leave you with some of the images that iReporters have sent us, who've been sharing some of their fondest memories of Berlin. Welcome back. If you know someone who spends all their time playing video games and ever wondered what they'll make of themselves, you'll get a big kick out of this next story. In the growing industry of gaming, competitions sell out theaters, even stadiums full of people watching live as gamers duke it out in the virtual world. And players have actually become bona fide celebrities with endorsement deals and enormous fan bases.
Meet Holt. Stardom, photo shoots, and sponsors. He makes at least 6 figures a year doing what many kids would dream of. He's South Korean, but has a U.S. visa for professional athletes.
4 and 7 years ago, 첫 센텐스.
His sport? StarCraft 2. Holt is a professional video game player.
You look more muscular in the photo.
He's competing in the Red Bull Battlegrounds in Washington, D.C. 8 gamers fighting for a top prize of 20 grand. Holt is a champion in the growing world of esports. He practices 6 to 8 hours a day for competitions like this one.
It's really glorious for players to play on the stage because not many players can have that chance.
As the video game industry explodes, live video game tournaments are selling out theaters, even stadiums. The number of live tournaments has increased from 9,000 just 3 years ago to more than 47,000 this year. And a small group with cult followings gets paid annual salaries to practice and compete in tournaments with big prize money. We're talking millions. StarCraft 2 is a real-time strategy game. Players react to each other's rising armies, None of the superstars in this game are American, but Polt lives in the States.
Since I've been called Captain America, Captain America is my favorite hero.
When played in front of thousands of live fans, not to mention millions watching online, the game is almost performance art. Lights on, cameras rolling, and Polt's army suffers a defeat. But he rallies to win his next match and comes in third.
Congratulations to Polt, of course, for another top 3 finish this year.
He walks away with $6 grand into a line of devoted fans waiting for autographs. Lori Siegel, CNN Money, Washington, D.C.
Big bucks playing video games. Some of the world's biggest tech companies are grappling with the fact that there are many more men than women in this field. On the last edition of iReport, we asked you to send us your videos and pictures for an assignment featuring girls and women participating in STEM, science, technology, engineering, or mathematics. Here are some of the iReport's viewers like you sent us. Heather Reese Tomasello sent us this image of a competition at the Florida State Science Fair when she was in her early teens. 2.5 decades later, this is Tomasello as a mom with her daughter, Katie, at a similar science competition. This is Zoe. Her grandmother tells us as a young child, Zoe wanted to be an astronaut. But after she was diagnosed with juvenile diabetes when she was 11 years old, she knew that was no longer an option. Instead, Zoe set her sights on aeronautic and mechanical engineering. And these girls in Accra, Ghana are learning to code in a mentorship program called Tech Needs Girls. This workshop hopes to help bridge the gender gap in the technology field. Mentors work with the girls from the slums to make sure they have the opportunity to attend university. That's it for this edition of iReport for CNN. Remember, if you see news and events where you are, head over to iReport.com to upload your photos and videos, and we might just see you on our next episode. I'm Samuel Burke. Thanks for watching. See you next time.